Hello everyone, in this video I'll show you how to make a cool device that will help you during power outages. For this we'll need an 8 module box. Unscrew the 2 screws and remove the cover, then drill 2 holes with a diameter of 20 mm in the box. By the way, I make these devices to order, so if you can't make them yourself, you can order one from me. Just write in the comments or message me on Telegram. You need to install cable glands into the holes you made. One cable will enter from the top through one gland and the other will exit from the bottom through the second gland. Tighten the nuts well and set the panel aside for now. Next, you'll need a 40 amp transfer switch. I'm using the brand Thomson. This switch operates in 3 positions, the first, neutral, and the second. You'll also need a 40 amp voltage relay, and I'm using the Thomson brand as well. It's needed to protect against voltage surges, and it also has current protection. The next thing you'll need is a circuit breaker, and finally indicator lights for a DIN rail in green and red colors. Now we install all these modules into the panel and move on to connecting them. I will show in detail how to connect all of this so that you can assemble this panel yourself. But if something doesn't work out, you can order a ready-made one from me. Through one of the holes, you need to run a 5-core cable 1 meter long with a cross-section of 2.5 square millimeters. Strip the insulation from each wire and after that be sure to crimp them with ferrules. After that, connect any 2 wires to the input of the changeover switch to these wires. I immediately added a piece of wire. It will need to be connected to the green lamp. I connect 2 wires from the 5-core cable to contacts 2 and 6. Now I'm connecting the lamp on top with the phase and neutral on the bottom. It doesn't really matter here, it'll still work. After that, we connect the 3rd wire, the grounding one, to any bus bar, and the 2 remaining wires are connected to the output of the voltage relay. After that, we install a jumper on the changeover switch and the voltage relay. Sound. The contact labeled number 7 needs to be connected to the neutral at the input of the voltage relay. The contact labeled number 1 needs to be connected to the input of the circuit breaker, and the output of this circuit breaker should be connected to the phase at the input of the voltage relay. If anyone is not quite sure what and where to connect, I will include a diagram near the end of the video. A 3-core cable, 5 meters long and with a cross section of 2.5 square millimeters is fed through the second hole. The grounding wire is connected to the same bus bar as the first cable and the other 2 wires are connected to terminals 4 and 8. On the changeover switch, you also need to immediately add a piece of wire to each of them for connecting the red indicator lamp. I connect the red lamp myself as well. Phase on top, neutral on the bottom. Although, as I already mentioned, it doesn't matter. It will work anyway. But now the wiring is finished. This is how it turned out. I connected everything according to the diagram you see on the screen. Next, you need to connect a plug to the 3-core cable. Strip the insulation and for good contact be sure to crimp ferrules onto everything. The plug should have grounding and be of good quality. I immediately put labels on its body to indicate the neutral and phase, and I also labeled each wire of the 5-core cable. And of course I labeled everything on the cover of the panel as well. So that when you buy it, you can connect everything yourself and understand how this device works. We tighten 2 screws and the backup power panel is ready to use. Here's how it turned out. Now let me show you how to connect it. In front of you is a typical wiring diagram with a main circuit breaker and another breaker. After the meter, which goes to the apartment somewhere nearby, you need to install this panel. After this breaker, after the meter, you need to disconnect the apartment wiring and instead connect the wires labeled input. Phase on the left, neutral on the right. Next, install an additional circuit breaker somewhere. Connect the wires labeled output to the input of the new breaker, neutral on the left, phase on the right. Then connect the wiring that goes to the apartment to its output. After that, change the labels. The new breaker is now the apartment breaker and the old one is the panel breaker. That's how it turned out. Now turn on the main breaker and see how everything works. The voltage indicator on the meter lit up and the green light labeled City Network on the panel also turned on. Switch the selector from the neutral position to the City Network operation position. The voltage relay counts down the required time and electricity appears in the house. To demonstrate, I plug a light bulb into the socket. As you can see, everything works. Next, I simulate a power outage by turning off the main breaker and the light goes out. The green indicator on the panel also turns off. The transfer switch needs to be set to the neutral position. After that, connect the cable with the plug to the generator's socket. On the panel, the red indicator labeled generator will light up immediately. Set the transfer switch to the generator operation position and wait for the voltage relay to start. After that, everything will work and the house will have light again. When power from the city grid returns, a green indicator will light up on the panel. This means you can set the switch to the neutral position, turn off the generator, and then switch to city power. As you can see, everything works perfectly. If you need a panel like this, you can order it from me. Just leave a comment or contact me on Telegram. Thank you all for watching.